31 and get a free welcome deposit bonus up to $1,200.
Little bit of jazz, little bit of elevator music, piano music. 1 a.m. Tuesday, the 13th of December. We're here, live at the Win and Encore in Las Vegas, Nevada. Is the WPT World Championship. We are down to the final 4 players in the 25K high roller. 894,000 for first. All 4 players currently guaranteed $226,000 for their efforts thus far. Those of you just joining us, where have you been? Been live for 12 hours. Taylor Parr Chip leading the pack. 34 big blinds. Kevin Rabichow in second with 26. Elijah Berg down there, 16 bigs, kind of handcuffed at the moment until Ethan makes a move with his 10 big blinds. 100K ladder between 4th and 3rd. My name's Henry Kilbane. I'm joined in the commentary booth by none other than child of the sim, Andrew Huberman of the poker world, Mr. Landon Tice. How we doing, top dog?
It's a blessing and an honor to be here with you at this hour.
It's quite the hour to be here playing for this much money. 894K for first, but here we are. Day 1A of the WPT World Championship 10K main. 210 players or so bagging and tagging for the evening. Day 1B starting in 10 hours. We may be here when cards get in the air for Day 1B. You never know. People saying ending the stream was a mistake. No, I think 12 hours is the cap on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But welcome to the new and improved stream. Shout out to the media team, by the way. Shout out to the media team. Yeah, shout out to the media team. There are still people from the media team listening in to the stream, doing all the updates for Poker.org, Poker News, the WPT blog team. Those are the true heroes.
The legends, the unsung heroes.
They are the unsung heroes, you know. There are so many people working tirelessly around the clock behind the scenes. We just get to sit here and take all the credit.
We're in the scene, but truly respect to the behind the scenes.
There we go. Blinds going up, by the way. 125,000, 250,000 with a 250,000 big blind ante. Cooler situation. Kevin defending the big blind with the king jack. Taylor flopping the toppest of pairs.
Can't get any more top pair than that one. Expect a small bet and expect a check fold. In short order.
Yeah, Taylor cruise control now up to 9.3 million. Rampage down to 10 bigs. Elijah sitting on 14.
It's a big pot there too, kind of sneakily where you increase the gap between first and second. Just win a few big blinds here and there. Kevin's kind of handicapped at the moment with the 2 shorter stacks.
Taylor Parr over 5 million in career earnings, by the way. Best live cash, 1.2 million. A win here today would be his second largest cash. Biggest win coming back in the WPT main, the Bay 101 Shooting Star in San Jose back in 2015. She took down
Wow. Long time ago.
a WPT title 7 years back. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is one ladder away from securing his second largest cash. I do apologize. No, second largest cash, 340,000. Third would receive 328.
Give like 2.5.
Yeah, all of it is 2.5.
Harvey Norris saying, just woke up in the UK. What happened to Ben Yu? He was bossing it 12-handed when I went to bed. Who bubbled? Well, it was Asai Scheinberg who bubbled in 12th. And yeah, Ben Yu was bossing it. He was indeed, but, you know, things change. Lose a couple of 3-bet pots, you find yourself down in the middle of the pack. Can no longer run away with it. Taylor jamming into Rampage's big blind. Up to 9.9 milli now. Half the chips in play.
Blinds are massive right now. And just like that, even four-handed with this structure, one all-in can really change things from being massive chip leader to third in chips. It doesn't take that much for that to happen.
Taylor with another jam spot here.
Yeah, I like jam. You don't really want to RFI call, but you definitely want to leverage your advantage and not get called very wide, as the ICM pressure is massive.
Yeah, once Rampage gets out of the way and the small Elijah's calling off range,
Very well done.
be incredibly tight. Given the 100k pay jump difference between fourth and third. Landon Tice alongside myself, Henry Kilbane here in the commentary booth. We're tucked away. We're behind the main stage in a, well, I don't even want to call it a little commentary booth. I mean, pretty big room, not going to lie.
Yeah, got space.
We got space. We could do some stretching in here.
You want drinks?
Do some yoga.
Have you even tried yoga?
This guy. Oh my God. Do you know? Literally lived in Thailand for the past, what, 2 years of my life?
Ethan with the all-in, with the 8-9 of diamonds from the button. Elijah ace queen off in the small.
Hello.
It's gonna go in here, folks.
All in.
Elijah jamming over the top of the Rampage open jam.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel, 60-40. Rampage wearing the luck box hoodie. Can he get lucky here with the 9-8 of diamonds to stay alive? Or are Elijah, Taylor, and Kevin gonna ladder for 100,000 to get us three-handed?
Let's find out.
Oh,
That is a big flop.
King 7-6, 2 diamonds,
That's a
open
pretty
ender,
active flop.
and a flush draw for Rampage.
For
Note the
entertainment
shift
value.
in equities, even though he only has 9
That
high.
would've been
Any 10, 9, 8, 5 or diamond would do it.
Wow, that was pretty good. You got them all.
3 of diamonds on the turn. That's a sweaty one.
A lot more entertaining.
not over.
value.
It's not over.
Let's have a very entertaining
that's why
river.
it's-
Let's have a
that's
very
why it's
entertaining river.
Elijah calling for the entertaining river. Wow, there's only 7 of them. Rampage 1 card away from being back up to 4.5 million.
River is.
Nice hand.
The old Trey run out.
I have 2.
Elijah down to just 6 big blinds now.
Yeah.
Rampage getting the crucial double up to 18 bigs.
Ethan Yao, ladies and gentlemen. A max late registrant. Wasn't sure whether or not he was going to fire again.
Classic.
Here we are.
Here we are, 24 hours later. 60-40, not going Elijah's way.
I didn't have a horse in that race. I just mean even for my own interests. It's just like,
All in.
Player moves all in.
Take your account. This is so stupid.
1,550,000.
Tournaments. No, we're just flipping for it. Huh? No.
Just heard someone say we're flipping for it. I don't think we're flipping for it. We still, you know, there's some edge to be pushed here.
There's a lot when it comes to push fold.
One day.
Knowing
I will
your
yell. One day
stack
I'm gonna
off
yell you.
thresholds and what pairs want to open, what pairs want to fold, what pairs want to play and induce, 3-bet to call versus jam yourself. There's a lot more intricate stuff at play than just flipping for it, as some might say. Cutoff, 9 bigs, 8 bigs out of there.
All in.
Think we're just all in.
Moves all in.
Send it.
In it goes, and it's going to get through, and Elijah is back up to 2.7 million. Couple of back-to-back hands. Rio stays true, saying absolute luck boxing the YOLO rebuy. Sometimes you just have to click reg.
Sometimes you click fire. You get in there.
Sometimes you click max late reg, and you convert it into an $894,000 cash.
Sevens. Definitely going to want to RFI this one.
Raise 500,000.
Well, Elijah in the big. Gonna run it, ace 10 for 10 big blinds.
We're going to see an all in here, folks.
We are gonna be flipping to get us three-handed.
All in.
Does move all in, and Kevin just clicks call.
Not happy about it, because knowing that most of the time you're going to be flipping, sometimes a little bit behind versus some pairs, and sometimes you're going to be ahead of the deuces, deuce sixes, but most of the time you're going to see 2 overcards and have to spin the wheel.
Well, spin the wheel he has. You see the jack of clubs in the window. Jack, jack, 6. 1 club on board. The old backdoor royal still available for Elijah. Let's get a fun sweaty turn card.
King of clubs. That's not it.
That is not it. Elijah drawing to 6 outs once for his tournament life, as Rampage and Taylor get to just sweat this 1 card 100K ladder, which they secure.
Good playing, y'all.
Kevin
Great playing.
scores the elimination, and we lose Elijah
Thank you,
in
y'all.
4th place, going home with $226,260 for his efforts. And then there were 3.
Taylor Power, Kevin Rabichow, Ethan Rampage Yao.
328K guaranteed for these final 3 players. Let's get some GGs in the chat.
Double
for
G in
Elijah,
the
by
chat.
the way.
Double G for Elijah.
Just out there, just getting it done. Very patient, very quiet the entire time, just picking his spots.
Sometimes it just doesn't come home, but doesn't mean you didn't play well.
Couldn't hold the 60-40. Out in 4th. Great effort from him here. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him in the 10K WPT World Championship main.
Ethan with the jam for what looks like
How much?
4 million. So like 16
I
bigs.
call.
This is 6.
In it goes, one would assume. Kevin does make the call. Rampage in rough shape. Managed to convert the 9-8 of diamonds to go from four-handed to heads up in just two hands. If Kevin Rabichow can find the hold here to get us to heads up play. 328k locked up. Ace 4 against ace 9, and well, a 4 in the window. That hoodie gonna sell out tomorrow, I got a funny feeling.
It's a very sick design, honestly. Very minimalist. It's got the box around clean text. I'm a fan.
Now finds himself just one card away from a huge double to be up to 7.9 million. Trips for dessert, just in case it wasn't enough to really rub salt into the wound.
And there we have it. Back from not that many big blinds to a little bit more.
5 cards away from being heads up with 50 big blinds. Get it in with the ace 9 against ace 4. Instead, your opponent shipping a 7.9 million chip pot.
But instead this hand,
You guys just switched.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have 3-7.
Kevin Rabichow down to 15 bigs. True professional, by the way, K-Rab. Note
Always.
the zero change in demeanor.
9-ish.
Not phased by the 3 outer.
I think just slightly
Just
more.
on to the next hand. Okay, here we go. You know, still work to be done. It's going to be a little bit harder now. Even finding time to cut out a little tip for the waitress.
All in?
player moves all in and fold. Thank you.
You got 8.
We're giving away $50. It's very simple. Here's how. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, sign up using bonus code YT77. Step 3, deposit at least $1. And you better act quickly because we're only giving away $50 to 100 people.
Catching up with some of the chat. Victoria Luna saying so sick. Everyone going crazy. Bowser asking where can I get that hoodie? Yeah, that hoodie, I tell you what, if Rampage doesn't convert this into a mass hoodie sale, regardless of where he finishes. Jeff Boski still in the chat as well over on Twitch.
Ethan goes for the jam, 30 effective. I think I like it.
So pretty. The grabber is falling now.
Hard for it to be anything else other than relatively normal versus a 3.5 or versus a 3x RFI. It is dangerous with Kevin being short, but Ace Jack's just good enough to play through it all.
Ethan chip leader.
Raise 500,000.
Yeah, chat. Let's not kick off the whole tipping debate at 1:30 in the morning.
King
You know?
queen here for Ethan in the small blind.
Player moves all in.
Goes for the all in. Suited paint normally does pretty well with this. Knockout big blind from Kevin. Has a really strong hand, of course. These spots are very, very interesting because they're all different. Looking at these spots with X amount of big blinds, with the big blind being shorter, some ideas will stay the same, but the execution will be a little bit different. I can see where he's coming from with the king-queen suited jam. Not trying to get messed around with facing a 4-bet. And willing to spin the wheel versus the low frequency amount of pairs that Taylor's going to have that can call off like 10s plus.
Landon is not from Europe. What are you guys talking about? You from Europe?
I have some Norwegian ancestors.
Oh, Norwegian now.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see the similarities between you and Espen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both love the gym. You both love the sim. You both love getting after it in the MTT streets.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
The only difference between he and I is a main event.
I mean, what's the main event?
What's
between
the main
friends,
event?
You know? What's the main event between friends?
Yeah. I should have got a fucking swap in.
This is saying he's from Florida. He is from Florida.
Kevin with the Duckley. All in.
You're gonna be big for me. 250, 250.
This game moves too quick.
And that big blind does come too quick, Kevin. Three-handed play. Big blind ante of 250k.
I think it's 4-5.
Putting in 625 an orbit.
Yeah, 4-6 with the blind.
Raise 500,000.
Yeah.
Fold.
Goes fast. And they're playing very fast too. Interesting decision here, I think. Seems close.
Call.
You said you started with 4 5.
4.6 with the blind, yeah.
Heads up.
328,000 locked up for these final three players as Kevin flops best on the Jack-7 tray after defending his big with the Queen-7. 1.4 million in the middle. Let's check through. See if Kevin elects to probe turn here. Get a bit of protection for his two pair. Get a bit of value as well from some ace highs.
Think so. Think a small bet. Gonna come in here a bit. 350, 400. Some check calls as well to protect the range.
We in and outing after this.
No.
No,
I can't eat that.
not even as a one-off.
Nope.
Bet.
Gotta
Ce-
stay consistent.
to celebrate the 25k.
I'll celebrate by going to the gym in the morning.
All right, bet.
And a boy.
What time are you going into the gym?
Looks like around 7 a.m.
It's 1:30 right now.
I know what time it is, Henry.
Right, so you're just gonna neglect your sleep, yeah? Most important part of your health. You're just gonna neglect it. Okay.
I took a nap.
You know full well that naps don't count.
Naps don't count.
Naps don't count.
Kevin check, Taylor goes for a bet on the turn with his ace high, trying to get some value from worse ace highs and some flush draws. Kevin with the river 2 pair goes for the check and most certainly would not be folding facing a river bet. That picks that one up.
Yeah, nice one for Kevin, back up to 6 million. It's very tight now. Three-handed play. And yeah, a couple of people in the chat pointing out these guys are both mentally and physically fatigued, been grinding for 12 hours now against very elite, very tough competition.
You've been grinding in the booth here.
I'm always grinding. Grinding on different continents, just depends what time of year it is.
Built different.
Built different, man. You know, I just love this. I mean, it's just the most ridiculous dream ever. I'm living in a sim. Gonna wake up one day and everyone's gonna be like, yeah, that was just a dream. Get to commentate on some of the best players in the world. WPT record-breaking series at the Win in Las Vegas. Let's go. Quick commercial.
We're giving away $50 to the first 100 people who sign up on WPTglobal.com. It's real easy. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, use bonus code YT78. Step 3, deposit at least $1. Act quickly. It's only for the first 100 people who sign up.
Seth saying, can you show the chip count leaderboard, please? I can't, mate, unfortunately, but what you can do is every hand next to the players' hole cards, they have their chip counts.
750.
Taylor currently playing 6 million, Rampage playing 9.2, Kevin playing 6.
All right, about 40 seconds left on your break. Dealers go ahead and scramble up those decks.
Tip my hat to all of these guys. Keep getting after it for 12 hours of play. What's the 600,000 difference between first and third, by the way? A lot to play for here.
Truly.
Jason Henry, mate, whereabouts are you from? I'm from Harrow.
All right, milestone satellite dealers and players. Blinds are 3,
Ealing,
6,
mate.
6. Shuffle up and deal, please.
Haven't lived in the UK for a long time, though. For about 7 years now. Spend a lot of my time stateside, Vegas, LA. Kevin thinking of something here. Rampage completing from the small. Kevin coming for the 3x from the big.
Pump it up.
It's about Bop asking if they've locked up 325k. A little bit more, $328,320 to be precise. $518,940 for second. $894,240 for the eventual champion. Couple of people also mentioning talks of a deal. I've got a funny feeling that there won't be any deal discussion, for what it's worth, until we at least get heads up, and then it's very dependent on the stacks and whatnot. I mean, Kevin Rabichow, widely regarded as one of the best no-limit heads-up players in the world, was for quite some time. Comes from a high-stakes, no-limit hold'em cash game background.
10 on the turn.
That
Welcome
is,
sight for Kevin.
that is the 10 on the turn. Top pair, the toppest of pairs. Rampage picking up a gut shot. May decide to take a stab at this here. Doesn't. Knuckles it on over to Kevin.
He's going to go for 50% plus sizing here. Yep, goes for P66. Repping a 10. Repping a hand that can pick up some equity with a jack in it. Maybe a 9. Nine, 3 off. Hand like that you want to raise sometimes versus a limp, as you want to play a polar raising range. In the tank here, I like it. Clean living with a fold. Calling with jack high, a little bit ambitious. Hand too weak to raise. Which only leaves you with one decision, Henry.
One decision and one decision only.
Get out.
Get out of Dodge.
Would you consider Ethan the people's champ right now?
I think the storyline would be good for poker. But for the purists out there, you know, you got Taylor out here, 5 million in career earnings, WPT champion, long-time grinder. Would love to see him convert here in the 25K. Obviously, Kevin Rabichow, Run It Once elite coach, putting out great content to help grow the game. So I can see all three of them converting this and, yeah, just being, like, truly worthy champions. But the storyline in terms of social media engagement and virality, the Rampage conversion here would be pretty great for poker. But for the purists, you know, you got the K-Rab, you got the Taylor.
Thanks, Nidus.
I see it.
Appreciate it.
Jeremy's saying we need to start straddling. I'm ready for bed. Yeah, it's, if you had asked me at the start of the day, if I, you know, what time do I think we're going to be wrapping up, I wouldn't have said 2 a.m. I'll tell you that much.
No. If you'd have told me I was going to do some commentary today, I would say, I don't know. I don't see it. But here we are.
Here we are. 24 bigs. Rampage jamming over the top of Kevin's button open. This is close. Rampage.
Definitely precarious.
Kevin not leaving it up to variance.
So that right there was a good example of if Ethan had a hand like Queen Jack, Queen 10 suited, Queen 9 suited, Jack 10 suited. Those are some of the really good hands that you want to play as jams to clear out some extra equity. And do just fine versus some pairs that are calling, but mostly having the fold equity and the raw equity if you do get called. Where when you have the Queen 9, Queen 10, Queen Jack suited, you fold out the King Queen off, which is massive for hands like that. Where the offsuit ones are too weak. So you got to find your jams from somewhere. Ethan just putting it in for 22.
Christopher saying, tell Landon his hair is pretty. Landon, Christopher says that your hair is pretty, mate.
Thank you. But what do you think, Henry?
That wasn't being discussed. Christopher was giving an opinion.
What's your opinion?
I mean, we go back to the old objectively v subjectively opinion on beauty, and no, it's 2 a.m.
We're pretty close on our haircut, honestly. We
Hey,
kind of got the same one.
Listen, pal, listen, kid.
I gotta get one tomorrow, actually.
This guy. No, you got a great head of hair, kid.
Appreciate that.
You're doing well. You're getting in shape. You're putting time in the lab. 2023. See what you can bring.
Yeah. Might be about time I start paying back some swaps where I'm running very good in the swap streets. Want to get some back for the homies.
I say January we head down to Texas. See what's up down there. Ryan. Behave, mate. Taylor in the small, 24 bigs. Going to complete from the small blind.
Limping to induce, hoping Ethan puts in a jam. Jack 8. Cozy check back.
On.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Taylor setting the trap with the ace-9, and this could get us 2 heads up if Rampage can convert that 37%. We saw him get there with the 8-9 suited against the ace-queen of Elijah. Now needs to get there with the Jack-8 against the ace-9 of Taylor to get us to heads-up play. Taylor looking to hold, and well,
whoa.
How about an up flush draw? King, Queen, 7. Some backdoor straight draw potential as well for Rampage. A club would leave him drawing dead, and well, Jack of diamonds on the turn, and all of a sudden Taylor finds himself 1 card away from elimination. The good news is he does have 13 outs, and the river gives Rampage 2 pair, and just like that, we lose Taylor Powell in 3rd place. Going to be going home with $328,000 for his efforts. Got it in good. Get some GGs in the chat for that, man. What a grind.
Played very well.
Has to be absolutely thrilled with his result here. Really did play well. Coming up short, and chat. We are heads up.
People don't say that about Kevin.
That is why you're
Ethan,
telling him.
People don't say that.
heads up against
Don't
one
say
of the
that.
best
I thought I was your
No Limit Hold'em heads up players in the world, Kevin Rabachow. An uphill battle to convert this one. Coming in
Are we
with
still
a
doing ante heads up?
2.5 to 1 chip deficit.
We keep the ante heads up?
$518,940 guaranteed for both Rampage and Kevin. Can't quite hear what the floor's saying.
I think we're like in the. It's up to you. We're in the perfect position.
It's fine. Yeah, this is a good spot. It's good? Yeah.
Cameras are good, spot's good, let's play. Cards in the air, please, dealer.
Let me count after I post.
Cool, yeah.
There we have it.
3-1 chip lead for Ethan Yao versus Kevin.
Kevin Rabachow. Got a funny feeling there's going to be a little run at once video made on this final table.
I can see it.
See Kevin putting together a little 3-piece series, going over some ICM and all sorts of, you know.
A little compilation, if you will, of certain spots, heads-up spots.
Good luck.
Yeah, would love to see it. Would love to pick Kevin's brain on some of the hands that he's been involved in today. Chat, a lot of you called it earlier on, saying you wanted the Rampage v Kevin heads-up match. Well, you got what you asked for. $518,940 guaranteed for both these players. 894,000
1 million
for the win.
Kevin going for the 4x here with the king 4 off. Good hand to do it with the high-low. A little bit too weak to go for the jam, I would suppose, versus the limp. And then use this one as a raise fold, where Ethan's going to have some limp jam with some pairs, some ace highs, things of that nature.
You don't do chops, right?
Yeah, Ethan's biggest cash.
I don't think so for this.
Cool.
230,000. Ethan
Not
just.
that
I asked
never would.
if he was open to the idea.
That was a win at the Venetian.
Wait. Ethan just offering Kevin a chop, even though he's got a 3-1 chip lead.
There were situations where I would have, but now that I'm just like already playing heads up, I would rather
Kevin
not.
just politely declining, even though he is a 3-1 dog, declining the chop.
Call.
I mean,
Strong.
That is strong, regardless of the outcome.
Kevin's here to win.
Kevin is here to win. Let's see how this one plays out. Well, well, well. Career best cash for
That's how you play against Kevin. You exploit him.
Rampage. Going to cross the 1 milli in total live earnings mark today, regardless of where he finishes here. 600K in live earnings, 518K locked up.
You got to give it up for Ethan getting in the arena, firing.
Yeah, Rampage was on the bubble with 7 big blinds. Now finds himself 3-1 chip lead, heads up for the win in the WPT 25K high roller. Alex said Kevin's a baller. Yeah, I think he's just very confident in his heads up game.
I would say that Kevin is a top 5 heads up player in the world. I'd say at least.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally not qualified to kind of give that opinion, but from what I've heard from a lot of
The word on the street.
The word on the street from a lot of, Doug Polk has spoken very highly of Kevin's game during like the Doug Polk, Daniel Negreanu heads up match. Kevin was doing some commentary, I believe, widely regarded as one of the best. So, worked closely with some of the best as well. So yeah, not often you get to play heads up for 6 figures, and I'm sure Kevin's just really enjoying this this opportunity. 2 trophies on the table, by the way, WPT and Win Trophy up for grabs.
Watching a master at work. Love to see it. I know how much Kevin loves heads up. Been playing it for over a decade now. I'm sure, and it never loses that joy, honestly. Deep in a tournament, or even just playing heads up cash, battling versus someone. It's such a pure game, you versus someone else. No ICM involved. You just got to win all the chips. Ace queen off, a good hand to do it. Top of range for the jam instead of the 4x call, as it's offsuit. Suited, you want to go for the ISO.
Yes, Landon, I do have water. You know you can go and get water. We're in Las Vegas, mate.
It's hard to find sometimes. Don't want to miss the action, now the heads up has started. Couple of 6s for Ethan. Good hand to go for a jam, I think. Very near the top of the jam range.
All in.
Attaboy.
James asking what's Kevin's last name? Kevin
Can
Rabichow.
we just get rid of the time clock thing? Can we just get rid of the shot clock? Because there's no more stalling at this point, I figure. It's like first decision only.
Yeah.
We're just like fussing with it every time we decide if we should limp or whatever. It seems kind of silly.
Kevin making some plays out
Thank you.
there. No more shot clock. Let us play.
Whatever you say goes.
Thanks. I mean, I didn't love it the whole final table.
Yeah, that was rough. Final table was rough.
It makes it stressful.
Queens on the button for Rampage, or as Patrick Leonard likes to call them, the Mamacitas.
Goes for the limp. Jack 5, good hand to check back. It's a lot of mamacitas.
That is 3 of them to be exact. Ace, queen, 8, rainbow. Rampage with middle set. Rampage in true Rampage poker style, rocking the lockbox merch. Kevin Rabichow dead on the turn.
Jack high float makes sense. Drawing to the nut flush suit as ace of spades being on the board. 3 to a straight as well. A lot of cards give him a gut shot. Jack or 5 pair still might be good versus a limp. One of those floats that is very easy to miss without some intricate knowledge of the game tree.
Oh, Rampage going for a pot-sized bet. A swift fold from the jack high of Kevin Rabichow. Still a lot of people out here watching one of these two close this out. 2 a.m. local time, by the way.
Sixes. Once again. I don't see a different decision being made. Very nice. Well done, young man.
Someone asking me if they can get the hoodie link. I'm not sure what Rampage's online merchandise store is, but I'm sure if you check out his YouTube channel, there'll be plenty of ways to find where you can grab some merch.
All in?
Yep, Kevin going for the all-in. 6 deuce off for Ethan being a pretty good hand to go for the limp as the big blind ante is massive. And you don't want to use that one as an RFI fold. Some hands just play themselves, you know?
You want me to just like shout some heads up coaching across the table? Is that what you're asking me for right now?
Yeah. Only if you're getting paid for it.
I think you'd need to pay me more than usual right about now.
You like cut myself off and stutter at the end. I was like, wait.
Rampage with 9s for, I want to say 18. This might be good enough to go for an ISO call. And then use 7s as the top. Makes sense to go for the jam, just kind of spinning the wheel, as well as winning pre-flop, not having to deal with playing post. Kind of a sharp strategy, honestly.
Picking up hands.
Picking up hands, picking up pots, not having to play out of position.
As they say, ICM is for poor people and better to be lucky than good.
Is that what they say? I don't know. I've only heard that
That's
stuff.
what they've been saying. That's what they've been saying out there.
I'm not the ringleader of that, but I've heard it. Ace 9 off. Goes for the trap. Middle pair. Going for the c-bet here, getting some protection, some value. I think Kevin's going to come with a call. Middle pair backdoor. Not much of an incentive to raise.
$675.
Here it comes. Middle pair just a little bit good enough for the, I think he's 14 effective. High card's in a little bit of a tough spot. Let's it go.
Yeah, Kevin with what feels like first pickup of this heads-up match hasn't managed to get anything going.
Yeah.
Running into the top of range of Rampage a few times.
Right. It's kind of what makes playing an all-in strategy, or a heavy one, when you feel like you're at a disadvantage strategically, can be helpful. Where now you have to pick up good hands. Where limping is going to happen a lot, and it's dangerous when Kevin does get a limp trap in with a strong hand and run it. But at the same time, you're always going to have equity if you're jamming with good brain solver hands like an ace, like small pairs, and hands of that nature. Ethan going for the ISO here with the 10-3 off. Raise sizing, theoretically here being like 2.75x, I think is a little bit small, just because now Kevin's decisions aren't really that tough. And sizing-wise, it's very easy to make a theoretical error where the sizing is actually 4x, very big sizing, in order to disincentivize the limp calls that are going to happen because there's so much dead money in the middle.
Swing and a miss for both players. Kevin limp calling with the king 3 suited. 1.5 million in the middle. Some of Rampage's crew on the rail. Rampage continuing for small on the 6-4-4. See what Kevin brings. Backdoor spades, king high.
Not a bad hand for both. Kevin with a good float candidate. Ethan with 3 to a straight, 3 to a flush.
Three of hearts on the turn, giving both players a pair. Kevin with the better kicker. Likely to see this one go check-check all day.
Yeah, it's going to happen a lot of the time, I suppose. No real incentive to bet with the 10-3. Kevin kind of in the same boat. Also can think about generating some value from ace highs in Ethan's range. I like a check back as well.
Kevin going to close the gap. Going to be back up to 6 million. Rampage coming into this heads-up match with around about 3-1 chip lead.
Seems about that at the moment. Kevin thinking about going for some river value.
1.1.
He does come for the 1.1 half pot on the river.
Thin to win, baby.
Thin to win. Rampage was looking down and out on the bubble. Was down to 7 bigs. Down and out four-handed after making a hero call with bottom pair against Taylor Piles trip queens. Managed to find the double with the 9-8 with the ace queen of Elijah. Jack 8 against the ace 9 of Taylor, and now finds himself just one opponent to get past to take down the WPT 25K high roller. Seriously thinking about hearing this off here.
While it looks like not a great hand, it's actually a very strong hand in his range, considering the ISO c-bet check, check, check line.
Does flick in the old one chip call. He's going to get shown the king 3.
Very nasty value bet from Kevin.
Kevin has closed the gap a little bit from 3 to 1 chip deficit. Now just a 2 to 1 chip deficit.
Thanks.
Now we have a game in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Rabichow, still the shortest stack. Now playing 30 big blinds deep. This could get fun. Still plenty of chips in play for this to be an epic heads-up match.
It's very easy for that king 3 river value bet to go unnoticed, but it's a really, really great value bet. Queen 4 off. Reasonable hand to think about ISOing. High card's good for the blocking continues. Low card good for the unblocking the limp folds.
1.1.
There it is.
Raise 1.1 million.
Check the sizing, by the way. 4.25x.
Kevin out here for the purists of the world, like the young Landon Tice.
It's not very often you get to watch one of the best sets of players in the world play his game.
His game. The mecca of poker. Las Vegas, Nevada. 2 a.m. local time. These guys have been grinding for over 12 hours now. 894,000 for first, 528,000 currently locked up. Career best score for Rampage. Kevin Rabichow at 2.4 million in total live earnings. Career best cash 1.2 million.
And let's not forget the online prowess, where
6 p.m. milestone Saturday.
he's got
players,
definitely
reminder
7
up.
figures in cashes for sure in the online arena.
7.
Oh yeah,
Is that it?
maybe 8.
Yeah, I'd lean towards 8. Hasn't won a live tournament, by the way. Just saying. Couple of crossbars. Second in the 100K. Back in November of 2021.
To Adamo.
To
I remember
Adamo.
that one, yeah.
Second in Party Poker Millions back in 2019.
He may be getting seconds, but he's number 1 in our hearts.
Maybe getting seconds. Well, there's a lot of Rampage
1.5.
fans here.
1.5
It's true.
million.
Kevin goes for the bet with the Jack Deuce. Once again, has 3 to a straight on both sides. Has a Jack of Hearts. Queen being good for his range as well.
Overbet on the turn, 1.5 million into 1.25.
Love a good no equity bluff.
Action on Rampage. Just made an incorrect hero call, but gonna stick around correctly this time.
We're gonna see a
4.2
river.
million in the middle.
Big pot poker.
Very curious to see what Kevin does on bricks. 6 of spades. rolling off on the river. Does complete a couple of straights, but I think it's safe to eliminate 7-5 from Rampage's range, and this is specifically 7-5 of hearts.
And even that might play a check raise all in on the turn. So it's very unlikely that Ethan has a straight, maybe some deuce 5, but that's a little bit close too. Kevin gives up.
Rampage back up to a 3-1 chip lead.
It's a very interesting thing is when it comes to No Limit, where if the river's a heart, you're just going to see Kevin go for the jam, put Rampage in a tough spot, where the variance of seeing a 6 can lead to a shutdown.
Yeah.
It's the little things, you know?
King, a 10, a heart, an ace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin back down to 20. Oh, a little something. Kevin with bottom pair. Rampage with the gut shot, backdoor spades. 750 in the middle. More than 3-1 chip lead now for Ethan.
250.
Seeing some love in the chat for the hero call on the turn. I say hero call. The call on the turn versus the overbet of Kevin Rabichow. Oh, Jack of Hearts giving Kevin top and bottom. Overcard to the board. May see Rampage continue on this card.
Not a bad candidate for a double with the equity to an 8, but not that much equity to where if you do get jammed on, you're folding out a lot. So definitely some good things happening in that regard. Check back to realize is also on the table as well. See what he comes with.
1.2 million out there. 4.7 behind. And it looks like a pot-sized turn barrel being cut out from Rampage.
The man fights fire with fire. He sees Kevin overbet. He wants to go pot himself.
Pot on the turn. Kevin doing backflips in his mind after turning very disguised 2-pair.
It is a very sneaky 2-pair. It's an interesting decision whether or not to go for the trap or go for the jam.
Well, Rampage setting up a very natural river SPR of 1. Kevin does just rip it in on the turn and a snap fold from Rampage.
Get some protection and value. Jack X needs to give you the money. Protect as well. Where some rivers counterfeit your hand strength.
There we go. Blinds going up 150,000, 300,000. Rampage with a 2-1 chip lead. Got a heads up game, chat.
We've got a battle.
70 big blinds in play. Still plenty of time for this to go back and forth until we crown ourselves a champion here. WPT World Championship 25K high roller live from the win here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The old Encore Ballroom. $518,940 guaranteed for both Rampage and Kevin.
What a time to be alive.
375K heads up match.
Standard.
So with that blind level increase, though Kevin has reduced the gap, playing 24 effective. Gonna see 3.
Let's see it.
Let us know in the chat, by the way, who you are rooting for. Who do you think's going to close this one out? See if Kevin comes for a little stab here on this deuce of spades turn. Gonna try and get his ace high to showdown. Checks through.
Interesting spot bet sizing wise for Ethan after check down. He's going to check to allow Kevin to maybe bluff at it as the king's good for his range. At the same time, when Kevin checks twice, he's going to have a lot of showdown driven hands, such as ace highs, where he's just going to take a showdown and hope to win, where it's a little bit too good to bluff, so to speak.
Seeing some hype in the chat about the World Cup. They're playing today.
Are they? Let's find out.
Argentina, Croatia.
Who do we like?
I would like to see Argentina get destroyed by Croatia.
Wow, that was a real heel turn.
That was the old question mark kick.
Limp check, Jack 4 versus the 7-9. Kevin picking up an open-ended draw. No heart in his hand. Mulling over the options of going for maybe a 2/3 pot or a check call. Expects more betting than checking though.
1.2.
Goes for the overbet. Not just repping an 8, repping a 6 as well, getting some protection for his hand. As it did go limp check, so a 6 is just kind of good enough.
Shout out to all the heroes, by the way, that have grinded a full day 1A here in the 10K and still got the stream up to see who closes this out. The true grinders.
Kings for Kevin. I think he's going to go for the RFI. But he might just play a limp range strat.
700.
Yep, there's the RFI. He and I have had some conversation about overall heads up strat, but it's going to be a little bit different with the big blind ante than no ante when it comes to decisions being made. I like this defend. Hand's a little bit too good to do anything else. Can't do bet, can't fold, I think.
Well, top set for Kevin on the driest of board textures. King 8-3 rainbow.
Yep.
Unfortunately for him, Rampage completely whiffing. Down to the final two players. 108 runners in this 25K, would you believe?
Yeah, I remember Twitter, there was some conversations as to...
Chance Collins is sharp as anything, pal. He's
true.
One sharp man.
He knew.
He did.
He got D-negs for 1K.
He did.
Could have got him for more.
I feel like he could have.
Apparently, it was a swarm of max late registrants where they had 92 before max late registrant. And then 18 entries at the very end to get it to 108.
Sorry.
92 plus 18.
always
Let me
put
just
that
check the math
16?
on that one
Fuck.
quickly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 18. 18.
Dude, it's late, man.
It's all right, man. It's look, it's gone 2
Ah.
a.m. We've already got the In-N-Out burger waiting. You know,
For you.
we're out there. You're going to get 8 hours of sleep. You're not going to the gym at 7 a.m. Absolute muppet.
Oh, some real quick maths from me there.
That's all right, mate.
3 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4 minus 1. That's 3. Quick maths.
King high flush draw for Rampage. Kevin with a hand that likely going to,
See a turn.
yeah, stick around. Somewhat connected with the 9-6 if that's 7. Backdoor hearts. Queen high going to be good some of the time.
I could see Kevin electing to maybe go for a check raise here with the ability to turn gut shots and open-endeds, as well as having the backdoor flush draw. Also peeling. Super reasonable. Folding kind of out of the question. Ethan with the decision to go for a check to realize, or roughly a 3/4 pot.
Double gut shot. Second nut flush draw.
A lot of hand.
1.5. Yeah, a lot of hand considering that neither of them have a pair yet.
Yeah.
Kevin drawing very thin here. Is live to a chop. 13% of the time, 14% of the time. There are 2 cards in the deck that would see this finish right here, right now. 8 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds. Would give Kevin a straight and would give Rampage the flush. 2 million into 1.5.
It's going to end it. Snap fold.
Couple of legit hands here. Queen Jack suited for Kevin on the button, starting off the hand. 24 big blinds effective. Rampage with King Jack of Hearts in the big has Kevin outpipped by 1.
On.
Plays all in.
He just moves all in. Kevin gonna check the itinerary on this one. 24 bigs.
I call.
He does make the call.
Wow.
And has himself in rough shape as he gets shown the King Jack suited of Rampage. And he's going to have to pull a Rampage and get there from behind to turn this ship around. Go from a 3-1 dog to a 2-1 chip leader.
Don't say queen.
Rampage, by the way, chat, was down to 7 big blinds on the bubble. On the stone bubble was the shortest stack. Was nursing a 7 big blind stack for the better part of 2 hours. Now finds himself 2 cards away from claiming victory here in the WPT 25k high roller. Ace of spades
that's
on
a card.
the turn.
Yeah,
That is a card.
You have like 7.
Yeah, 7-1, 7-2.
Let me just pay you right now.
8-9-4 for the win. 1 card to come. Dealer. 4 diamonds.
That's it.
That is it. We have ourselves a champion.
Hi.
Ethan Yao,
Hello.
a.k.a. Rampage Poker, closing things out here. the WPT 25k high roller for a career best cash of $894,000.
Good game, young man.
Good game, young man. GG's in the chat for Kevin Rabachow. That is great for poker.
It is.
That is great for poker. Already saw a tweet from Ethan saying that 25k first bullet going back to the backers.
It's like he knew that
It's like
he was.
he knew.
It's like he knew. How did he know?
How did he know? Kevin Rabachow coming up short, but another very healthy six-figure score. Great start to him for the series. Over 600 runners in day 1A of the WPT 10K World Championship. Day 1B starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. local time. No stream tomorrow, but Jamie Kerstetter will be back on Wednesday with coverage of the creators of the Creator Cash Game. And then on Thursday, we'll be back for day 2 coverage of the WPT World Championship main. Gonna get another scoreboard. Get some GGs in the chat. Shout out to all of the staff, obviously, the production crew, all of the dealers. Massive shout out to the final 18 players that came back today and put on the show. And lastly, massive shout out to all of you viewers that have kept both myself, Jesse Sylvia, and Landon Tice company over the last 12 hours.
Wow. What a day.
There he is. Champion. 894k up to over 1.5 million in live earnings now, rocking the Luck Box hoodie. Gets to take a couple of trophies home as well as a huge six-figure score.
Legend.
And there we have it. The official payouts from this WPT 25k high roller final table. Once more from us here in the commentary booth, GG's. I'm going to wish you a good night, and we will see you on Wednesday.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today with this QR code and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.